When you need to build up your team to handle the growing chaos at work, use Indeed Sponsored Jobs. It gives your job post the boost it needs to be seen and helps reach people with the right skills, certifications, and more. Spend less time searching and more time actually interviewing candidates who check all your boxes. Listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit at Indeed.com/podcast. That's Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply. Need a hiring hero? This is a job for Indeed Sponsored Jobs.
Pay's checkout is offered by your banks and credit unions. So when you shop online at participating merchants, your cards appear in one place. Pay's. It checks out. Activation required. See Pays.com to learn more. Terms and conditions apply.
What's that, bud? The Lincoln Summer Sales event is on now with exclusive offers? Oh, so you want to feel the wind pouring through the available open panoramic vista roof on a road trip? And spend the afternoon beachside hanging out on the back of the spacious Lincoln Splitgate? Okay, I'll schedule a Lincoln test drive today, right before your vet appointment. Visit your local Lincoln retailer or learn more at Lincoln.com.
Morning decisions. How about a creamy mocha frappuccino drink? Or sweet vanilla? Smooth caramel maybe? Or a white chocolate mocha? Whichever you choose, delicious coffee awaits. Find Starbucks Frappuccino drinks wherever you buy your groceries.
Visible puts the ultimate wireless hack in the palm of your hand. With unlimited 5G wireless data and hotspot designed to keep you connected, powered by Verizon's 5G network. And no contract holding you back. Plans start at $25 a month, or get the premium Visible Plus Pro plan and save $10 on your first month when you use promo code HACK. Make the switch at Visible.com. Terms apply. See Visible.com for details.
Drink it in, man.
Cornbread! Cornbread! Touchdown, Detroit Lions!
Drink it in, man.
Cornbread! Cornbread! Touchdown, Detroit Lions!
Drink it in, man. Drink it in, man.
Detroit Koolaid. Detroit Koolaid drinkers. Let me fill up your glass real quick.
Drink it in, man.
My co-host, I got a question off the top before I give you the intro. What goes with a big, delicious glass of that Detroit Koolaid?
Oh, no intro for the Chopster today. Right into it. You know if we're serving up Kool-Aid, you got to give us some of that cornbread.
Cornbread!
You want one?
Make it a double.
Cornbread!
Everybody, that's the one and only at Chops in the D, Choppy Chop. The Chopster is back. Brother. And he's ready to talk about those lines. We're going to do news and notes, interior offensive line, interior defensive line, dollars that make sense.
Money, 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 money.
Chop. How you doing, buddy?
I'm living the dream, Okri, living the dream. There is so much news and notes to talk with the Lions this week. But we got to finish up. We got to put a little bow on this dollars that make sense routine that we've been going here for the people for weeks and weeks and weeks. But hey, the time has come. This is the last episode. We have done all the groups. The only ones left are interior, defensive, and offensive line. Last week, we spent a lot of time on some rants and news and notes. We took a little bit less time on the edges and the tackles. But hey, it's a good week to be a Lions fan.
Chops, do not say this is the last episode. You will scare the people.
And the people. Consist of the millions.
The millions and millions. Not are we not going anywhere, we're really just getting started. We're like a few days away, Chops. The rookies are reporting on the 25th of July, which is, folks, you're hearing this on a Wednesday morning, driving into work, going to the gym, while you're working, while you're not working, whatever. By Saturday, the rookies are there. By Tuesday, the vets are in training camp. We don't have time to mess around, Chops. On this show, we try to be positive. We try to serve up that Kool-Aid and cornbread. So let's start with a positive nugget off the top. Mr. Sam Laporta. This is for all the Laporta supporters, by the way. For all the fans of Sammy Biscuits. Word coming out. He is raring and ready to go. Full go into training camp. Chops, if you're going to yell something into the mic to that, what would you do?
Oh, you know we got to do something a little special for the Laporta supporters, and that's going to be a little woo.
How would you hashtag it if you might do that as well for the Twitterverse?
Oh, you got to give that a little bit of hashtag choppy likey.
I thought this was great news. I mean, this guy was really missed. He also kind of left out of nowhere, where he was like fine and played pretty well, and then finished the game. Nothing. And then it was like, Sam Laporta's done for the year. Back surgery. We're like, huh? What? So the fact that he's healed up, he's back. I think he's married now. He's feeling good. He's got that stupid mustache. Like, I think he's a great piece for this offense. Really helps your quarterback. Opens up the middle of the field. Scores some touchdowns. Had a couple wow plays last year. Remember, like the one-handed horizontal diving touchdown that he caught, and a few rack run after catch plays where he's just rumbling and bumbling and stumbling through people. So I love this player.
I got some live audio of the Frank Ribble when Sammy Biscuits stretched out one-handed snag on the right to keep it in bounds. I believe it was a wow.
I was like, you have live audio? You don't have that power in this show. It's me with the drops.
Wow.
That's not the Ribble drop, but that's also not Oak Creek manual drop. So now Chops, instead of kicking it to me or having the power, he's doing them manually, folks. We'll see if he can make up any other ones throughout the show. Not quite as good as Frank Ribble, the original.
Wow!
But yeah, I'm pretty excited about this news. So all good things for the Lions. Chop, do you want to talk about the, how should I say this? How should I frame this for you? Do you want to discuss the multi-dimensional, positionless, wait for it. You might have to wait a little longer for the contract. Elite weapon, Jahmyr Gibbs. Do you want to talk about him at all, Chops? Is there anything going on with him?
Oh, yes, man. The infamous hold-in, as some people like to recall it. It's not a hold-out, because supposedly he's going to be around, but I might not want to start the season without a new contract talk kind of reared its ugly head this offseason here a couple weeks ago. Maybe it broke on one of those morning shows from one of those, I don't know, whatever it was.
I got a take here, Choppy. Let me ask you this. We both like John Jansen, right?
Yes, we do.
Michigan man, no nonsense, alpha type dude. You know, that school, won national title, all that type of stuff.
Hashtag go blue.
I like Jansen. I like Costa on that morning show. But is this really a take when John Jansen says there's a possibility that maybe Jahmyr Gibbs might not be? Like, I just thought it was the most Logan Lamorandier straddle the fence, maybe some of this, if this, I heard some scuttle, maybe. It's like everybody ran with like he had it confirmed from Jahmyr Gibbs. It was really just like this sidewinding comment that he just threw out there, and I heard people on the afternoon show being like, oh, this is the confirmed from John Jansen, he's reporting. It's like, no, you dumb Skaruskis. Is like he just kind of threw out maybe this would happen based on connecting dots. So I thought it was kind of weak sauce, but if it happens, I'd be disappointed. Go ahead.
Yeah, I believe the terminology used is like murmurs of Gibbs holding out, or it's possible, and then all of a sudden that turned into Purge on Jansen, breaking news! Gibbs is holding out. Like, what, guys? Like, it was one side comment from one co-host of a morning show, and all of a sudden, like, it's rippling through the effects of Jahmyr Gibbs is holding out, and oh my gosh, our running back depth, and Pacheco's ready to go full steam because he's going to be RB1. Calm down.
There's a possibility that everybody, water might be wet. Everybody, I think the sky's blue, maybe. Sometimes.
Breaking news! Chops might not be on the show next week. Like, hello? Of course there's a possibility.
I guess, like, when I think about it, of course you connect these dots, like, the guy wants to get paid. I also had to hear the horrible take again about we don't pay running backs and we're going to use them up and spit them out, and I'm not paying you 23 or 24 million, but I'm happy to pay you 22 million. Like, just a bunch of horrible takes, terrible opinions. I mean, do I have to call in Chuck for some of those, Choppy? Should I call in my buddy?
Yeah, tag him in, Barks.
What do you think about those takes, Chuck?
That's terrible.
I agree. I mean, why would you not? What would paying Jahmyr Gibbs, not paying Jahmyr Gibbs be, Chuck?
That's terrible.
The guy is elite. Like, we've talked about it. I don't care what position he plays. They put up his stats, and they're like, I'm sure you got them at the tip of your fingers, Chop. Like, they're Burry-esque. They might be better than Burry. Like, you're talking about getting rid of this guy because you think you're going to just draft another guy in the third round and you're going to throw him. Like, this is not that type of player. I don't understand this whatsoever. So I'm happy to pay him almost whatever he wants and within the marketplace. Keep him here as long as he basically plays football, and then put a yellow jacket on him, send him to Canton, and then let him live his life.
Yeah, I can't argue with you, man. I mean, but the other thing is like he still is legitimately under contract for 2 more years. So yes,
United connects you to more of the world than any U.S. airline, and United for Business can get your company where you need to go. Whether you're growing a business or managing travel for thousands, they offer solutions to fit your needs. Track expenses, create reports, and manage traveler perks. Plus, employees earn Mileage Plus miles while your company saves on travel. Get started with no minimum spend or flight requirements. Visit business.united.com/podcast.
AI is moving fast across the enterprise. But without visibility, it's just chaos. Different tools, different models, different teams using AI in completely different ways. ServiceNow turns that chaos into control. With the AI Control Tower, you see all your AI across the business in one place. What it's doing, what it's done, and what it's about to do. So you stay in control. To put AI to work for people, visit servicenow.com.
This episode is brought to you by Perfect Bistro Cat Food. Cats, this ad is for you. Has your human ever called you picky, persnickety, choosy? If so, Perfect Bistro Cat Food is for you. With ingredients like wild-caught tuna and pasture-raised lamb, tantalizing textures, and delectable flavors that meet even the most discerning cat standards. You're not picky, you're just perfectionists. Perfect Bistro, mealtime perfection for every cat. Have your human visit perfectbistro.com.
Traditional banks are making it harder than ever to secure a small business loan. That's why thousands of business owners trust Cardiff for same-day funding. With over 2 decades of expertise, business owners keep voting Cardiff America's favorite small business lender. Apply now for up to $500,000 in same-day business funding at cardiff.co/Spotify. Again, that's cardiff.co/Spotify. Cardiff, borrow better.
I understand he's probably not happy being in the 4th year of that rookie deal, which is only paying him around like 5.6 mil. So I get it, but like people just need to calm down. And you're right. He is on pace for historic numbers. I mean, like you said, definitely looking like Barry Sanders. Oh, and by the way, I hate to break it to you, everybody. We haven't drafted a running back since we drafted Jahmyr Gibbs in the first round in 2023. So, like, the heir apparent isn't really around.
That's the thing. That's their take is like, you should already have drafted and be grooming Why? I'm not. This guy's an all-pro. He's never really hurt too much. He's in the prime of his career. He's not even reached his prime yet. We haven't paid him yet. What is the problem with this player? And you're thinking about, he's got 2 years left. The Lions have set a precedent of paying their people. They've also paid top-end football players. You haven't paid anyone that didn't earn it and that didn't put up crazy numbers across the board. Did we absolutely love the Kerbo, JMO, this, that, and the other, Derek Barnes? Like, no, but are those guys washouts that have killed your football team? You think you're going to pay Jahmyr Gibbs? He's going to forget how to run, score touchdowns, catch the football? No, he's going to do it at an even higher level and reward you when you reward him. So just get this done. And I don't want to hear anybody else on any platform, any radio station, any TV show talking about, I'll just find another Jahmyr Gibbs. I can find those any day of the week. I wouldn't pay him over whatever. I'd just send him off on his day. I'll franchise him twice and then let him walk. Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tell me how that's going to work out for you.
Quick point of correction here. I did misspeak. We did draft Mr. Vaki in 2024 in the 4th round, but again, this is more of a gadgety special teams kind of guy. So, I mean, I guess he's a running back on the roster right now. But also, the Lions can't win, right? They're damned if they do and they're damned if they don't. Like when they pay their own, it's like, you're wasting all your money on your own guys. You got to go be aggressive. When they don't pay the guys, like, why can't we just get this guy paid? There's like, we paid him too much. We can't pay our running back 23. Like, guy, like what? Is there anything the Lions can do that is okay in your book? Like, or are you just having to make up news so you have something to talk about every day? Well, I don't know.
You pay good football players. Everyone's like, the Lions just pay everybody whatever. They pay over market value. And like you just said, if they were to hold back, Lions are cheap. Lions aren't willing to take care of the guys. It's like, we've been down both roads before.
Kelvin Johnson's money back. Yeah.
I like the current road a lot better than hardballing our stars or letting them go to other teams and win Super Bowls. It's like,
how's that hardballing your superstars working out for other Detroit sports, huh? I'll wait.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, speaking of, why is your boy shirtless at the World Cup looking like a fat slob? Like, do we want to get into a Dylan Larkin shirt off, beer chugging rant right now or no?
No,
that was an embarrassing picture.
It was an embarrassment.
He's an athlete?
This whole thing is just ridiculous, man. Like, anybody who's celebrating Stevie Y not being the GM as of July 15th or whatever it was, like, y'all do realize that you have to have a GM to make deals, right? So I'm not saying that it wasn't time to maybe let Steve Yzerman take his ascension up the ranks, but not in the middle of the freaking summer. Like, you do that April 15th, not July 15th. You got all this stuff that still has to happen. By the way, when Simon Evanson's ready to sign his contract extension, who's signing that deal? Is it the soon-to-be GM? Is it some executive? Is it Stevie Y? What's happening there? Dude, my Red Wings are a hot mess right now.
Do we need to get out the red picture of Koolaid? Is going to be a 30-minute Chops breaking down his team, crying in his Cheerios, or like, when do you get like fired yet promoted yet a better office and more pay for not doing well? Like, does that happen in real life or is that just sports? Let me know.
It's just a professional way to send someone off into the sunset. I mean, he's the legend, the greatest player in your history. Like, I don't know. I can't. The whole situation is just. I love Steve Yzerman as a player. I thought that he got a bad. He came into a really rough situation. Did he make mistakes? Absolutely. Did he make some great deals? Yes. Were they on the precipice of being at least a playoff contending team if they could just get over these terrible leadership situations in March? Yes. And now we're like hitting the retool or whatever the term you want to use, and it's pissing me off, Ogre.
So you have no takes on out of shape, shirtless Dylan Larkin, the trader.
Well, he clearly is not in the gym. He's been hanging out with his agent, chugging beers and talking about how he can try to screw the franchise even more. Maybe do a push-up or a pull-up there, Dylan.
Sit-ups, I think, would be best for him with the gut I saw. Man, that was awful. I mean, like I couldn't get him out of fast enough anyway. But you see that, and you're like, yeah, that's not my captain. That'll never be my captain. I told you that.
Even if this,
I told you that 2 years ago. All right, Choppy. Anyway. We gotta get back to the Lions. The other I don't know. There's other random things we could talk about with the team, but anything on your brain, or you want to get into these dollars that hopefully make sense for the interior and defensive and offensive lines? What do you think?
I think you called it out really well, man. Like, football is way closer than we all think. Like, first preseason game is something like 3.5 weeks away. So these, the rookies are coming on Saturday. The vets are going to be there 2-3 days later. Like, it's like football season, baby. And, the other thing that's kind of lingering out there, and I'm really tired of this narrative, is the Lions have $15 million in cap space, and it's egregious they have not signed another cornerback. We got to replace Carry On because, he was CB2 and legit last year, and it's egregious that Brad Holmes is not addressing this. Okay, like, we know where TA is going to be. He's going to be AT, either another team or in prison. So, I don't know, man. Like, do I love holding a bunch of cap space? Probably not. Am I clamoring at the microphone here to say we had to have another corner? Because I kind of like the guy we drafted. So, I'm actually not terribly upset about where we're at with our corners.
Did you get frustrated by that take last week when you were on the show and I said it, or do you want me to repeat it so you get mad this week? Because that's exactly how I feel. Why are we not signing people? Why are we not using the money? Why are we not acting like this is a bigger deal? You heard me say that, right? Like, that's the Oakley take.
I mean, listen, I usually kind of black out when you start talking. After you hit, like, if you hit your 35 seconds, and I start to zone out, and I think about what I'm going to try to retort with, and usually you've made 6 more points.
All right. Well, yeah, they definitely need to address the corner. They haven't done enough at edge. They have other holes that are concerning. Health's concerning, but I got the Detroit Lions undefeated in the regular season, walking through the playoffs and winning the Super Bowl this year, people. Choppy, let's do this. I say we start on the offensive side of the football. What do you say?
Yeah, sounds good to me, man. I think that's the young and exciting part of the team right now. So, talking about the interior, we got centers, we got right guards, we got left guards, we got some vets, we got our top signing free agent this year, we got some young cats ready to prove, we got some other guys that are like, well, I can't really play tackle, so maybe I can play guard, but maybe I used to try to play guard, but I'm too big to play guard. I don't know what I'm really playing. Why am I still on this football team? We got a lot of bodies up in this middle interior. What do we want to talk about? Where do you want to start? Center, guard? What you thinking?
Chop, is it just me, or we've been doing the dollars make sense for a while now? I feel like I double dipped maybe on a position group or two during a solo show. I feel like we talk O-line, or we did tackles only, I believe, because it feels like some of these, maybe we've been over some of this topic. Like you say, the off season is basically over, and you kind of got me upset because you said, oh, football's 3.5 weeks away. Chops, by this weekend, early next week, every single day the team's going to be practicing. There's going to be news galore. Kool-Aid is going to be flowing. I mean, this is days away. Half a week, 5 days, not 3 weeks. Who cares about the preseason anyway?
I meant football games, bro. Games.
Nobody cares. I'm much more curious about practice reports, interviews from players, talking about they're in the best shape of their life, talking about everything. So, I don't know. Maybe we've done some repeats with people.
Practice?
I don't know what we're doing
Practice?
anymore. But I feel like we're just trying
not a game.
Not only get to gimmicks, but Chops is just in his manual mode instead of letting me get to it.
We're talking about practice. Not a game. We talking about practice. Practice, man. I mean, how silly is that?
How silly is that? That's not silly at all. This is NFL training camp. I think I'm going to take a day off work just so I can enjoy the 32 teams in camp, interviews, going from one camp to the other. Everybody's ready to do everything. They're the best player of all time. The team's ready to... I can't wait for any of this, Chops. I really can't. And I'm trying to look for more money drops so we can get into this thing, but I'm just totally discombobbled here. But
well, let me. I'm gonna save you here. I'm gonna rip the mic from you. I'll start giving the people the stats. Let's talk about Cade, Willie, Mays, the new center we signed. 3 years, $25 million. The guy only has a cap hit somehow, some way with this funny money of like $2.7 million this year, which is amazing. So I'm excited for this cat. He's proven it. He played well in Carolina. This guy is going to solidify the center position. Hopefully, and again, he's not like he's some old dude either. He's only, 27 years old, veteran, 4 years experience. I like this signing. We got him in the D for 3 more years. Excited to see what this kid can do. And former 6th round pick, Cade Mays.
This is a contract that makes a hell of a lot of sense. Choppy Chop, let me ask you this, because you're in our reality sports online leagues. You like to think of yourself as a champion. You talk about, you do all this research, you do all this trading. Like, you look at this contract and you're like, man, it makes a lot of sense. How they get that deal. And I know we're here to talk about the dollars, but I love this deal on paper. I love this player, but I think I'm at the point where I need to see him not only in the Lions uniform, but play well. And then this is going to look delicious. Because if he can play and he can anchor that middle, even 70, 75% of what Frank did, not only is that huge for the team, this contract is beautiful. Now, let me also ask you this before you can retort. At your job where you get paid every 2 weeks, twice a month, you get those big fat choppy chop checks from your organization, your corporate, you're making millions over there, in the pod as well. I mean, it's just it's crazy. But has there ever been a time in your life where the first year of working at your place, you get 2.7 like Cade Mays? And then you get a big bump in year 2, it goes up to $9.2 million. Woo! Well, that's a lot better than last year. But then your third year, you cut that in half. Your boss says, you're doing great. You've been here 2 years. You're really doing well. We're going to cut you in half there. I wonder how that feels when they look at these numbers that come through, or is it all funny money, as you say, because they get it all up front. It all evens out in the bank. Or do they get upset when they see the weekly check be totally different, or the game check in the NFL totally different from year to year, even though the money all works out in the end?
I'll tell you what, if you're guaranteeing me $14 million and I only have to work for you for 3 seasons, I'd be okay with that. I don't care. You can pay me peanuts the first day, pay it all out the next day, and then, don't pay me at all the third year. I don't care, because I know I'm getting at least $14 million out of your pocket. So
I just love to see it, too, because I think it's game checks only. So, the whole summer you get no money. But you get all this sponsorship money that's crazy, and then they divide your yearly by the, 17 game schedule. But I would love to see how that all actually works out. We'll never see it.
You know what's really critical to this entire deal, Okri? It's that he gets, in 2026, he gets a $50,000 workout bonus. That is really important, right? If it's $14 million guaranteed, I got to get that 50 workout
well, here's the
bonus.
Funnier part. That he will be there, and they want the $50K. It's not like me or you, where we can rip up $1 or 20 because it doesn't matter in our world. These guys are just 50. You would think that's what they do, and instead they're like, no, I was there. You didn't credit my account. We already gave you 14, Cade.
After taxes, that's only $26K.
I need that $50K. I was there. I did wind sprints, people. All right. Anyway, he's hopefully very good on the field, but regardless, even if he's a complete bum and gets run over every play, I don't mind this deal. 3 years, the total is nothing to me. What a great signing for so many reasons. I think he can really play ball, which is going to be good. Chops, how about we go to the guy to his right, a guy that you deemed Tate Rat on draft day. He had a rat tail. He was gritty and grimy. He was the guy that you even talked about before the process. I don't know if this was one of your live picks. I don't think it was, but you were kind of curious about the Georgia interior guards that year. They took this guy. We fell in love with him quickly. He's got a great name. He looks nasty. No nonsense. 25 years old. Tate Ratledge. What is he? 1.7 this year. 2.0. $2.4 million. He's a starting guard from day one. He's only going to get better. I love this deal and this player.
Yeah, Tate Rat. I'm super excited to see what this cat can do. I mean, a good rookie year, had some ups and downs, but I still remember talking with Logan Lamrandier after that draft, and he goes, I didn't realize that's what you were calling him. I thought you were just saying his name when you were like Tate Rat, and then you just stopped talking. He's like, you mean Tate Ratledge? So I'll never forget that nice little comment there by Logan Lamrandier. But dude, again, another deal that's just super cheap. I mean, the guy makes $1.7 million. Next year, it's only 2. The year after that, only 2.4. He's going to be a 4-year starter, and collectively, he's only going to make like what? I don't know, $6 million, $8 million. So hell of a steal. That's why these draft picks matter in the second round. 57th overall, you get a stud player, anchors that guard position for 4 years.
Chops, this was not only an obvious need at the time, a great pick, but it's turning out to be tremendous value. I mean, it's like, duh.
It's like, duh.
Just absolutely incredible. Let me hear that one more time. One of my favorite drops now on the show from back in the day.
It's like, duh.
It's an absolute no-brainer for Tate Rat. Choppy, do you want to talk about your boy, who was really my boy, and then you kind of piggyback. Now you continue to love him, even though I'm kind of bailing because he hasn't played that well. He's always hurt. Christian Mahogany, you want to talk about your boy, Miles Frazier. What do you want to do?
I'm pretty sure that weren't both of these cats one of my live on the clock picks. Or actually, I think I took Christian Mahogany actually a little bit earlier than the Lions did because I was afraid he wasn't going to be there. They got to wait all the way till pick 210 in the 6th round to grab him in 2024. Mr. Mahogany smells like mahogany. This guy, fantastic guard position. Love him. I think he's going to come back. And again, just a stupid contract that makes absolute sense. I think collectively over his 4 years, he'll make like $4 million. So this year it's at a $1.1 million cap hit, 0.37% of the cap for a guy that locks it down in the middle and starts.
Oh, another absolute no-brainer.
It's like, duh.
Nasty dog out of BC. Love it.
So, again, the contract is no problems whatsoever. I think we get a little jaded, though, the NFL with 53 players, and you see these NBA scrubs making $18 million that never do anything except sit on those ultra cushion chairs and hand out Gatorade and clap for their teammates that actually play. You know, in the NFL, even when you're good and you're taken in the first few rounds, you still make no money. So that, like you said, you stole my tagline. I was going to say, instead of this boola about, we don't draft running backs, how about we say draft picks matter? Because they do. Even if guys are half good, you still love the deal and love the player. So you love this player a bit more than I do at this point. I'm hoping he has a really nice season. Most have penciled him in at left guard. I think it's TBD if you ask me, but we'll see. I hope he plays well, but I'm willing to look at other cats like Miles Frazier or Juicy Scruggs, as you called him here on the show. So let's go to Miles Frazier, who you did call on the clock as your pick, who was not an Oakery target at the time. And, was good value, and Brad Holmes had to have him, would have taken him 2 rounds earlier. Like, he's barely seen the football field. We think he can play guard, interior. The contract's very similar to Tate Rat and Mahogany, so this isn't a contract, draft pick, gotta play him, whatever. This is a best man wins, and, like, I'm very curious to see if Miles Frazier can win a job or play really well or find a spot on this team, because you hate to see guys like this that played a lot of good ball in college that sort of wash out. So the deal's 1 year, just over $1 million for the next 3 seasons. He's got to be able to play that interior swing guard, if not start. And I like me some Miles Frazier. I'd like to see a little bit more, but if Mahogany plays great, he can have it. Frazier is the backup, and maybe Scruggs is the backup center and backup of the backup.
Yeah, listen, man. You already talked about the contract. You broke it down here, but Miles Frazier, I remember on draft day looking and going, it's the 5th round, pick 171. How is this cat still here? Like, I just, all I had to do was walk up to the mic and yell, boom, yay, Miles Frazier, because
This episode is brought to you by Workday.
Guessing is for game shows, not your business, especially when your margin for error is zero. Workday is the enterprise AI platform for HR, finance, and IT, with a deep understanding of your organization's context and guardrails. So every AI action is permission aware, giving you accuracy 24/7 and the ability to not just get work done, but get it done right. It's a new Workday.
You mind if we make one more stop before heading back? I need to run a Target.
100%. Let's RTT. You thinking of stuff for the dorm?
Yeah, my mom gave me some good tips on must-have essentials. We for sure need underbed storage, handheld iron for wrinkles, maybe even a mini Keurig for Mondays. Am I right?
All right, bet. Because I was already thinking about keeping my clothes looking fresh at college, so you better be sharing that.
Of course, man. Whatever I get on this run is yours too.
Twin.
But for real, let's go before they close.
Find everything you need for college at Target.
Because I was jacked about this pick, and I just love this three-headed monster that we got with those three cats, with Mahogany, Frazier, and Tate Rat. Obviously, Tate Rat had the little bit of a pedigree there with the second-round pick, but I think those three young kids are just great complementary football players that can battle with each other, push each other hard. They're not all the same players, right? We know, like, Mahogany's the dirt bag, and Tate Rat's just the hard worker, and Miles Frazier's got a little bit of size and strength and, push. But, and then you throw in Juicy Scruggs in there for a little bit here, the veteran presence. I really like this guard position that we have on both sides. So, and Juicy Scruggs has the pedigree, too, of being a second-round pick in 2023. So, they're not that old at all, just being 26 years old. So, those four cats all in the middle, locking it down around Cade Mays, I think that protects my boy, Jared Goff, as well as he needs to be. And then you got the two anchors on the end. Like, this O-line is so improved, and they did it on the cheap through the draft in that interior piece.
You also got to acknowledge the fact that Juicy, shout out to Notorious B.I.G. as well as Notorious D.E.T., our boy, was brought over in that trade. So you hate to get a guy in a trade even as a throw-in and just sort of send him to the bowling alley after 4 weeks of being a tackling dummy or a blocking sled, so I'm hoping he stays on. But, Chops, I'm hearing rumor and innuendo about Ben Bartch, B-A-R-T-C-H, in case you're wondering what I said. Like, Ben Bartch is a veteran player, injury history, played some good ball, came here, has a burr under his saddle, kind of a red earth. I don't mind this guy either. Like, I think he's going to battle in there. So you got him as an interior guard. You got the other guys you mentioned. And, Chops, I got to call you out on something, because even when we're talking about dollars that make sense, we have to get to a point where even if the dollars are low and we like the name of the player and we had him on our draft sheet and we thought, like, your clock is running in the NFL. So you can't have guys on scholarship for 4 or 5 seasons just because, he doesn't make any money. We took him in the 4th. It looked good. These guys have to be able to play and be able to block people and stay healthy and get out there. So to me, I'm much more open, I think, than you to, like, the best guy playing, and even if it's an older vet, instead of just having this whoop-de-doo buzzle upside of these guys that you heard of and that you like who just haven't shown the ability to stay on the field or play. What do you think about them apples?
Well, I mean, the thing is, I would agree with that take a little bit more if we weren't talking about 5th and 6th round picks, right? Like, if this was like, well, all these dudes were picked in the 2nd and the 3rd round. Yeah, if they were trying to choose the bowling alley after 3 years after being a 2nd round draft pick, I'd be a little upset. But, like, they're on the squad. They're going to make the 53-man roster. They're battling, and they're 5th and 6th round picks, so they make almost nothing. Like, would I love every draft pick to work out? Of course, but that just isn't the reality. And, circling back on Ben Bartch, I like this player, but I'd also really like a guy that can be on the field, because since 2022, the guy's never played more than 13 games. Like, 2022, 5 games, 2023, 13, and then a whopping 3 games in 24 and 6 games in 25. So can he be healthy? Like, that's what I need to know. The guy hasn't taken over 300 snaps since 2021. Not good.
Like I always tell you, just because they haven't been healthy doesn't mean they won't be healthy. You like to tell me it rained yesterday, so it's probably going to rain tomorrow, and not when I look at the weather sheet. So
if that's what's in the forecast, buddy.
I'm not willing to just call an injury until he gets hurt again, like Marcus Fattenport always did. You could call that one without even a forecast. But, Chops, the other 2 centers that I see on my list aren't worth much of our time. Let's get to the D-line. We got Michael Neese, makes $1 million on paper, and Seth McLaughlin, it's Cade Mays' job. Hopefully Juicy Scruggs is that backup, so I'm not too worried. It must be nice to sort of make the same as Tate Rat and those rooks and know that you're probably going to be practice squad bound / checking if the arcade games work, or maybe wiping down the bar top, at the old local alley, what do they call it? Lucky Strikes. Isn't that usually what the name they call it? The old alley. Some clever genius comes up with stuff like that. Chop.
Hey, Seth, your school sucks.
Is he from that school we shall not speak of?
He is. You got to hit the drop, buddy.
Hey, listen, Ohio State sucks.
Hey, Seth, I'm sorry to tell you, in a few weeks you're going to be vanquished.
Ohio State is vanquished.
I'm predicting the future there. Choppy, interior D-line, where do you want to start?
Well, I mean, of course, if you're going to talk dollars, that makes sense, and we're talking about cap hits and all that stuff. We got to start with Aleem, the Dream. McNeil, cap hit, $28 million this year. I know he's coming back off of that injury. Last year was a bit of a getting back on the horse, only getting paid $6 million. But, man, this dude's got to ball out because he's got a potential out. The Lions can get rid of this player after next year. At $28 million, you better produce. You better be getting a lot of pressure on from the interior. 2027, he's set to make $27 million. 2028, set to make $29 million. So he's got a ball, and even if he does, he still might get cut at the end of 2026. Just saying.
Chops. I don't always say this out loud, but I think it a lot. I'm real disappointed in you right now. Like, first of all, you skip past some of the nicknames, which was AKA Honey Bun, AKA Twinkle Toes, AKA, I could go on for days. And then you turned on this guy who we all loved, and when they paid him, we're like, oh, he got a big interior beast. He's going to do this, he's going to do that. This contract makes a whole lot of sense. SENSE. And now you're cutting the guy, you're throwing him out with the bathwater, you say you can't get after the quarterback. He had one injured season, tried to come back a little early, wasn't himself, and now you're trying to find discounts, coupons, and out clauses. Like, I mean, I'm
I just called out, I just challenged the man to produce this year. I believe in AKA. I mean, again, I was going to let you hit some of the nicknames. I didn't want to steal all your thunder. You know how I like to just call him AKA. But I'm calling him out. He's got to produce this year. Last year, I forgive you. You're coming off an injury. You came back early. You're a tough but he's got to produce this year. He's making up almost 10% of the cap. Like, I need some stats and some sacks.
Chops, are you trying to be too cool? Can you not bring yourself to say Twinkle Toes or Honey Bun here on the show?
Can't do it. Won't do it. Period. Point blank. Won't.
Oh, I mean, Dan Campbell will be disappointed in you because he's the one that gave him the nickname. Chops, now that I just browbeat you and talked about my disappointment, I gotta admit, I'm looking at this contract now on actual paper in black and white. This doesn't make a lot of sense. 28, nearly 29, down to 27, up to $30 million. I mean, this is a Brad Holmes whoop-de-doo mistake. I mean, what was he thinking? He didn't bury this money in 6 years from now. I see no dips. I see no cheap years. Like, Hutchinson's first year or two is like 5 to 10, yet we paid Honey Bun 30? I don't know what happened here. I love this player. I hate this contract on almost every level.
Yeah, like I said, I mean, if he does not absolutely ball out this year, like, they will probably be cutting him, or or asking him to renegotiate. So I wouldn't be surprised. So, but I do like the veteran presence. I think that I'm hoping that he can light a fire under Tyleek's behind as well, because that's another one where the contract makes a lot of sense. He's the next one on the list, but I want to see what Tyleek Williams, coming from another crappy school, Poop Town, is going to be able to do for us.
Chops, real quick before I get to Tyleek Williams and maybe talk about his school a little bit. Right under Lee McNeil on my sheet is Terrion Arnold. and his contract is I don't know where it's AT, but it's gone. But there's a blurb at the end that I think's humorous. It's a TBD. If you ask me, but we'll see. I hope he's not guilty. Tyleek Williams, Chops, is a guy that had a whole lot of pub. Lions had to have him. Me and you were like, another interior, can't get after the quarterback, run stuffer. We already got 5 of those on the roster. Well, now we don't have as many. But this guy did absolutely nothing last year, and I've had to read every single report. Oh, it's Tyleek season loading and all pro year 2. Here he comes, best shape. He's trimmed up. He's trimmed up, everybody. Which I love all those reports, but it's like, yeah, we'll see about that on the field. His contract, again, is a low first-round pick, which, again, draft picks matter because instead of paying $30 million, 15, 10, 20, whatever, you're paying him $3.5. You're paying him $4.5. You're paying him $5 million for the next 3 seasons across the docket there. I mean, makes a whole lot of sense. I wouldn't have drafted him. I don't think he's ever going to be a big-time pass rusher, but we could see some nice flashes this year. And I think that's all it'll be is like, wow, he got up the field, or, oh, he stuffed that run game there. Little things like that, but I don't know that you're ever going to see a dominant, take-over-the-game type player. Or like when you pay guys inside or draft them in the first round, you got to be able to blow up the quarterback and just kill the pocket. And the Lions told us this guy could do that, but I didn't see it. So last year was a big nothing burger, so that contract made no sense because he didn't help the team barely at all. This year, if he makes some plays, I'm more than happy to pay him $3.5–4 million.
Yeah, I mean, he's a first-round draft pick. Granted, it was a late one because that was after the year we made a push there into the playoffs, but man, at $3.7 million, it's only 1% of the cap, but I'd love to see some production from Tyleek. Like, you perfectly laid it out, how we felt about it when it happened, how we kind of, warmed up to him, had high expectations, and then last year, like, what'd you see, man? Like, I don't know. How many, like, not a lot of snaps, only like, I think 400-ish snaps, so...
Hey, Tyleek, I hope you have a great season. You play a lot better. I still hate your school, and they're going to be vanquished this year by the University of Michigan.
Ohio State is vanquished.
There you go. Chop, chop. Let's talk about my boy. And this guy I liked, and I also liked when they took him, and I like him more now because everyone else hates him. And that's Mekhi Wingo. This guy came out the gates and looked like, oh, look at this find in the 5th, 6th round, wherever we took him. Then you never saw him again. People are like, oh, he's too small. He can't play. He can't be active. He's this, he's that. Like, I just think this guy got a couple bad injuries and got buried a little bit, and now he's just a nothing burger to most people. Like, I like Mekhi Wingo's game. I liked him in college. I like the draft value, and I love his deal. Give him to me for 2 years at $1 million a piece. He'd be a depth interior player on Oakley's roster, that's for sure. But this guy's going to be fighting for the actual roster. I hope he's not at the bowling alley, but most people got him off the docket already.
Well, I mean, look, he's only had 12 career tackles and only was able to play 2 games last year. So I think that people, the NFL is notorious for, like, teams are so high on a guy, they get drafted. I mean, again, it wasn't like he was a crazy high draft pick, but like you get drafted, people get excited, and then if you don't do anything that first year, people just kind of like go, well, they forget about you, and then they're more, they're excited about this year's round of crop of kids. But I would love to see Mekhi Wingo have a kind of a resurgence in year 3, be healthy, and actually be able to get in on the rotation there in the middle.
Exactly, and by resurgence, we mean in the rotation, spot player, do a couple nice things. Maybe you can move him inside, outside. We're not saying this guy's going to be a dominant football player or physical specimen. He's a bit smaller, but he's 23 freaking years old and has a nice deal and has good pedigree other than injury history. And you're, oh, here's what he did before. I'm talking about what he's going to do moving forward. So I like the player. Chops is on. Looking at these. Again, Spot Track just has DLs, so we're going to have to differentiate between edges and outside. We kind of just brushed through edges when we did it anyway, so we might need to do a double dip on some of those guys. But do you want to talk about our farmer boy, one of the greatest nicknames I could ever come up with that he never lived up to, and it's even shameful to sort of say it now, but I'll do it anyway? Big Denim Levi Onwuzurike. I mean, double back surgeries, didn't see him, signed him for nothing. What a steal. Blew out his knee before he even got out of his car for the first day of camp. I don't know what happened there with this player. I mean, again, he's back here again for like $1 million. Gosh, it would be great if this guy could have even a sub-decent, show me a couple things, push the pocket. The contract's absolutely nothing. Makes a whole lot of sense, but this player is an absolute enigma. He's like the Davenport now, where you keep bringing him back, and he's going to do this, he's going to do that, and he does absolutely nothing due to injury or due to the fact that he maybe can't play. What do you think?
I was a little surprised in 2025 when they brought him back on a $4 million a year deal and again did nothing, a big nothing burger like you said. But then 2026 in February, run it back, let's bring him here for another year for at 1.2 million. So like, I get it, it's cheap, but he's 28 years old and the guy was a second round pick, 41st overall pick in 2021.
Brad Holmes was going to go up in the first to get this guy. And here's a little caveat, since we're talking about the contracts, the dollars. Don't we have Levi this year on a, hey, you signed him last year and he rolled his ankle when he came out for warm-ups the first day, so we'll give him back to you for free on a get-out-of-jail-free coupon? That's how we have this player back. We had him and my boy, well, it used to be, Josh Pascal, who they said, you can have him back for free. And the line's like, nah, we're good. We're good is what they say a lot, but they said that to Josh Pascal. They meant, no, you can't come back. They brought Levi back, though, so he's back on like a pity deal, but we hope he plays well. I'm not going to do the gimmick, but you know what it is.
Yeah, and the sad thing is, like, he had a lot of potential, like 35 sacks in his rookie year, and then he couldn't play at all in 2022. Comes back, I think the following year he was still injured in 2023, only got 10 games there. 2024, 2 sacks, decent amount of tackles, almost 600 snaps. Okay, great. Like, here we go. Maybe we can actually see something. He's shown flashes. And then again, 2025, 0 playing. So what will you get in 2026? I'll tell you what, you're either going to see him on the field or you're never going to see him again.
So, as you would normally say to me, but I guess I'll say it to you, in some ways he's got a lot of potential, just not a lot of stats.
No production.
Right, IDs are stats. I always think it's funny when you throw that out there, Mr. Numbers over there. Choppy, I'm trying to find fat dudes that play interior, and I'm seeing edges and people all bundled up. So, like, you want to talk about my boy J2 Fele, who I've always loved. I had him in RSO a couple times. He's a depth player.
Is that a football player, or I can't? Is he? This guy plays football? I thought Tufele was a wrestling name.
No, he's not part of the bloodline. He's not part of the Fatu dynasty. This is J2 Fele, who, like I said, has always been a big old body, a plugger, an interior guy. Probably going to be a Roy Lopez type replacement. He's here for about $1 million. How are we even going to bundle these guys up? They have Chris Smith in here, but he's more of an edge. Do you want to do a deep dive on my boy Kyler Gill Howard, who I think I saw a report? What was his nickname? I saw it on Twitter. I was kind of like, that's unique. Gosh, it'll come to me. It was something crazy. We'll be yelling it into the microphone if he makes plays. But he's here as a DT. Tyler Lacey was here last year. I mean, these guys are all like nothing deals. Miles Adams is kind of in the interior. So I feel like our interior has taken a step back in regards to bodies and names, but all you really need are those top couple guys to play well and guys that can come in on first and second. Hey, plug up the middle, hold the running backs down, don't let them kill us, that type of thing.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a little disappointed that we lost Roy Lopez. I was excited about that signing. Belt buckling, cowboy hat wearing, son of a gun. And I liked him as a player. I thought he brought a nice little edge. He was nasty. He was mean. And then they just let him walk. And, like, the funny thing is you got Aleem, a.k.a. you got Tyleek, and then you got a boatload of dudes who make $1 million. Okay.
Have we said
hope
that
they play well.
I feel like that's a running gimmick / theme of the series, dollars that make sense. Hey, we got these guys, they're real good, they're highly paid, or we like the contracts, and then Lots of crickets out there. Hold on, I gotta close the window. Choppy, like, let me ask you this. Let me throw this at you. This wasn't on my docket, but it hit me. You know, you mentioned the 14 million. People are barking at Brad. Back in the day, used to be open for business. Holmes loves to draft. Brad Holmes, you know that guy, as well as Dan Freaky Campbell. How about both at corner and maybe an interior rush, get after the quarterback, blow up the pocket type of player for using some of that money that's not funny to help our football team? What do you think about some of that? Should they dip in those areas, or you want to spend it on another weapon for your quarterback? What do you think?
I mean, this may be one of those situations where Brad Holmes hangs on to that money and actually pays it forward to the cap for the next year, because I think they ended last year with a decent amount of chunk that they could put towards the cap space and avoid the cap hit a bit this year. So I don't know if this is just money he plans to carry forward. I can tell you that there's some hot name, corners on the market right now. Kenny Moore out of Indy. You got, Latimer out of Washington. Trayvon Diggs out of Green Bay is still around. Like, there's some names out there on that corner position. I'm not saying I love these guys. I'm just naming some of the top available. So don't be buzzing me like, Chappie loves Trayvon Diggs.
Nope.
I didn't say that. I'm just saying there's bigger names projected
he makes
there.
A lot
But
of interceptions, we got to have them. The old Twitterverse, if we get Trayvon Diggs, we're set. How long did he last over there with the cheddar heads and the mozzarella sticks? Like 2 days before they're like, get out.
Not a lot of time. The top guys on the defensive line interior, mostly, like, they're all aging dudes. Daquan Jones, Larry Ogunjobi. Like, I'm not seeing much on the interior side of guys that are available right now. But that being said, you know that teams have to trim the fat. And I'm not talking about Davenport. Okay, like, there's going to be bodies available, and you're going to be able to get them at a little bit of a bargain after they don't make a roster. So don't be surprised if Brad Holmes, what did he do last year? We finalized our roster with 50 guys. Like, he held 3 spots for players. So you know how he likes to get a little goofy when it comes to finalizing his roster. So, I don't expect to make a splash. I know people don't want to hear it. Chaps, that's weak sauce. It's the truth. I don't see him making a big splash. Sorry.
Hey, Chops, guess what? That's a lot of weak sauce from you, because here's the thing. You act like he's going to hold it. We're tired of holding money for a rainy day or for our next 3 extensions. But we're done with that, okay? The other thing is I think you're right. That what Brad Holmes does and likes to do, and will probably do again, is, what's the point of signing anybody right now? It's no point. I want to see my team. I think that we're good. And then when he sees maybe we're not so good at spots, he's going to go dip into the old piggy bank or the old bargain bin that he likes to shop from and see what he can find. And, Chops, I have a name. That you're probably well aware of, that Oakley would maybe like to add to this roster. You want to hear this?
Go ahead.
You know who he is. Christian Wilkins. Interior, got personality, got production, not very old, it's already been paid. He's got a lot of things the Lions have, and the Lions don't mind having a loud, funny, boisterous dude as long as he produces. And this guy made hundreds of millions to play a couple seasons, kissed a dude on the top of his head, got cut, got thrown out to the scrap heap, had to get his foot right for a year, and now he's out there available. And I'm not saying he's gonna come in and change the world like it sounds like I'm pumping him up, but man, if he wanted to win, you could add him. You had a nice deal, give him some dough though, and say, pretty young fella, kind of a young vet now, give us some pass rush from the inside. We'll put you out there and be a good teammate. I think he might be able to do that.
Oakley, I got to rip the mic from you here, because the only reason why you want Wilkins on your roster, because you probably have him on like 6 of your fantasy football leagues on your roster. Like, I've got Christian Wilkins. I need him to sign with the team so he can get me some stats. The dude's going to be 31 years old this year. He's not a young cat. What are you talking about?
was highly paid as the top interior tackle like 2 years ago. What did he totally forget how to rush the passer and play? And he's out there for pennies on the dollar, and he's probably looking to be on a good football team.
Apparently he did, because the worst team in the league and the Las Vegas Raiders cut him. If you can't play for the Raiders, who can you play for?
Like I said, he had a little mishap with having fun with the top player and had a bad foot injury. I think he's still a good dude. I loved him out of college. I loved his production. He had a mishap and a bad injury. Anyway, that's a name, people, for you to throw out. If I throw out an interior O-line, I don't have that tip my tongue. But we already got too many bodies in there anyway. Hopefully, Chops' boy, Frazier, Mahogany, Juicy Scruggs can play on the inside. So, Chop, we went about an hour. It's been another fun show. Lots of gimmickry. At least we had a blast. The people love it. You got anything else extravagant or exceptional or excellent for the people before we get up out of here?
Okri, this is always my favorite segment of the whole offseason. The dollars that make sense. We have fun. We break it down. I like it because it's money. And I get to talk some stats.
Oh, well, everybody, that's what we got. And you don't know what we might be coming with, because football is going to be starting. We might have a couple of tricks up our sleeve, a few guests, a few other topics. We're going to be talking Lions ball next week, the week after, 17 weeks of football, off season, next year's draft. I mean, the Kool-Aid keeps flowing. It always does. It always will. But that's what we got. And we'll catch you next time right here on the Detroit Koolaid Cast. Okay, everybody. We're out.
Money!
Pack the bag, start the plane. This game is over. It is over. What a comeback by the Lions.
Drink it in.